Plymouth sitting at just 3 degrees, whilst Aberdeen enjoys a comparatively mild 7. Is your area about to face the most significant temperature flip we've seen this winter? Right now, across southwest England and Wales, the Met Office has issued yellow warnings affecting over 8 million people due to persistent rainfall on already saturated ground. In the next 90 seconds, I'll give you exact timings for when conditions change in London, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, Cardiff, and Belfast. Drop your location in the comments right now, and I'll give you a personalised forecast in tomorrow's update. London, you are looking at rain clearing by late afternoon today, temperatures struggling to reach 6 degrees, feeling more like 2 or 3 in that easterly breeze. Manchester, drier conditions developing through Tuesday evening, around 4 degrees. Birmingham, the rain eases overnight. Wednesday brings a brighter start at 5 degrees with some sunny spells by midday. Glasgow, you'll see brightness developing this afternoon, hovering around 6 degrees. Cardiff, the persistent rain continues until early Wednesday morning, reaching 7 degrees by midday. Belfast, a messy mixture of rain and sleet through Tuesday night, clearing to around 5 degrees Wednesday. The current situation across the UK is rather unusual for early February. We've had relentless Atlantic systems pushing moisture across the country for weeks now, and the ground simply cannot absorb any more water. Across Somerset, Gloucestershire, and parts of Worcestershire, fields have become lakes. The transport network is struggling, particularly in the southwest, with rail lines facing speed restrictions and the A303 seeing multiple closures. But here is what nobody is talking about. The temperature gradient we are about to experience over the next 72 hours could be one of the sharpest transitions of the entire winter. Some areas could see a 10-degree swing between Tuesday and Saturday if that high-pressure scenario plays out. Let me explain what is happening in the atmosphere. Currently, we have a southerly tracking jet stream that has been dominating our weather pattern for the past week. The Met Office Unified Model and the European Centre Model are in reasonable agreement on the broad pattern, but there is still some uncertainty about the precise timing and intensity of the changes ahead. This matters enormously for areas along the rain-snow boundary, particularly across northern England and southern Scotland. Coastal areas from Dover to Plymouth see rain easing this evening with temperatures ranging from 4 to 10 degrees. Dover and the Channel ports particularly affected by that easterly wind, making it feel much colder. Brighton, similar conditions with clearing skies late Tuesday. Oxford, Cambridge, Nottingham clear overnight with temperatures between 3 and 8 degrees. Cambridge might see some patchy fog developing Wednesday morning as skies clear. Here, where it gets interesting. The models show a significant shift from Thursday onwards. Wait until you see what coming for the second week of February. The Met Office model suggests high pressure building from the east, whilst the ECMWF model is less convinced. This 50-kilometre difference in the position of that high pressure system changes everything for eastern England. Leicester, York and Exeter sit in the transition zone. Leicester 3 degrees with possible sleet over higher ground. York 2 degrees feeling sub-zero in the wind. Exeter milder at 9 degrees but staying grey and damp. The East Midlands could see some interesting conditions Tuesday night with that rain-sleet boundary right across the region. Leeds, Liverpool, Sheffield, all in similar situations. Leeds around 3 degrees, Liverpool slightly milder at 4, Sheffield coldest at 2 degrees with the best chance of snow over the Pennines. Newcastle, you on the edge of some potentially disruptive snow across the Pennines and into eastern Scotland. The precipitation arrives Tuesday evening, initially as rain but increasingly falling as snow even down to sea level by Wednesday morning. Temperatures around 2 degrees, wind chill making it feel like -3 or -4. Allow extra time Wednesday morning as the A1 northbound could be tricky. Edinburgh, you will see snow developing across higher ground Tuesday afternoon, becoming more widespread Tuesday night. We're relooking at 2 to 5 centimetres at sea level, 10 to 15 centimetres over the Pentlands. Wednesday morning, rush hour could be challenging. Glasgow, you are more sheltered with drier, brighter conditions developing through Tuesday afternoon, temperatures around 6 degrees. Aberdeen, Inverness, you are looking at the most significant snowfall. That persistent easterly flow brings snow showers throughout Tuesday and Wednesday. Accumulations of 10 to 20 centimetres over higher ground, 5 to 10 centimetres at lower levels. Temperatures around 0 to 1 degree, wind chill taking it down to -5 or -6. Cardiff, Swansea, Bangor, the rain slowly clears Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Cardiff around 7 degrees, Swansea slightly milder at 8 degrees, Bangor cooler at 5 degrees as you more exposed to that northerly wind. Belfast, Derry, Northern Ireland sees that messy mixture I mentioned. Rain, sleet and wet snow possible over higher ground Tuesday night. Belfast around 5 degrees, Derry slightly cooler at 4 degrees. The precipitation clears Wednesday morning, leaving brighter conditions. Now, I need to just clarify something about Wednesday's forecast. Earlier, I suggested widespread brighter conditions across the south, but looking at the latest model runs, there is still some uncertainty about cloud amounts. Some areas, particularly across East Anglia, might see that stubborn cloud lingering longer than initially thought. Do check back tomorrow because we'll have much better clarity on Wednesday's cloud cover once we see tonight's model updates. Leeds, Liverpool, Sheffield, you are all in that awkward zone for Tuesday night into Wednesday. Rain transitioning to sleet or wet snow over higher ground. Leeds around 3 degrees, Liverpool slightly milder at 4 degrees, Sheffield the coldest of the three at around 2 degrees with the best chance of seeing some settling snow over the Pennines. Bristol, you'll see the rain easing through Tuesday afternoon, temperatures around 8 degrees, one of the mildest spots across England. Blackpool, that easterly wind really makes its presence felt for you, temperatures around 3 degrees, but feeling well below freezing in the wind chill. Scarborough, similar story, around 2 degrees with that biting easterly wind straight off the North Sea. Penzance, you are the warmest spot in the country today and tomorrow, potentially reaching 11 or 12 degrees, but with persistent cloud and drizzle. The Isles of Scilly seeing similar conditions, very mild but rather grey. For the Channel Islands, Jersey and Guernsey, you are looking at continued unsettled conditions. Tuesday clearing Wednesday with temperatures around 9 to 10 degrees, some sunshine possible Wednesday afternoon. There's one thing about this forecast that concerns me most, and that's the compounding effect of saturated ground combined with additional rainfall across already flooded areas. Across the Somerset levels, parts of the Severn Valley, and into Worcestershire and Warwickshire, we could see further flooding issues even with relatively modest additional rainfall. The Environment Agency has over 40 flood warnings in place across England, with particular concerns for the rivers Severn, Avon, and Thames. Hang on, let me check that again. Actually, the latest update shows over 60 flood warnings now in place, so the situation is evolving quite rapidly. The ground simply cannot absorb any more moisture, meaning even light to moderate rainfall can cause immediate runoff and flooding. For those of you in the Scottish Highlands and Islands, the Hebrides are looking at a wild Tuesday with that easterly gale bringing snow showers. Orkney and Shetland, you are in for significant snow accumulations with that persistent easterly flow, potentially 15 to 20 centimeters over higher ground, causing some disruption to transport links. Isle of Wight, you are in for a soggy Tuesday, rain clearing Tuesday night, temperatures around 8 degrees. The Isle of Man sees drier conditions developing Tuesday afternoon around 5 degrees. Right then, let's talk about what is happening from Thursday onwards. This is where the model uncertainty really comes into play. The Met Office model is showing high pressure trying to build from Scandinavia, which would bring us drier and colder conditions. The GFS model, the American model, is less convinced, showing the Atlantic trying to reassert itself. The ECMWF model sits somewhere in between, suggesting a brief drier spell Thursday and Friday before unsettled conditions return for the weekend. This difference matters enormously. If the Met Office model is correct, we could see temperatures dropping several degrees below average by the weekend with frosty nights and sunshine, particularly across eastern areas. If the GFS model is right, we re-back to mild, unsettled westerlies with further rainfall. For major cities under the high-pressure scenario, London 2 to 3 degrees by day, -2 overnight Saturday. Manchester 1 to 2 degrees, -3 overnight. Birmingham, Glasgow, Cardiff, and Belfast all see similar sub-zero nights with cold days. But that is only if high-pressure builds. We'll have clarity tomorrow. Current models show 60% support for colder conditions, 40% for Atlantic weather continuing. Now, I know this isn't ideal for those thoroughly fed up with the grey, damp conditions. Unfortunately for the southwest, the unsettled pattern continues through Tuesday and Wednesday. There is hope, though, if that high builds later this week, we could finally see proper winter sunshine, even with frosty mornings. Reading, Milton Keynes, and Hull see rain clearing overnight with temperatures from 2 to 6 degrees. Preston, Lancaster, and Carlisle sit in the transition zone 2 to 3 degrees with potential wintry showers. The southwest stays mild at 7 to 9 degrees through Wednesday with persistent cloud. Midlands cities clear Tuesday night 3 to 6 degrees Wednesday with brighter conditions developing. Eastern coastal areas feel that North Sea chill, ranging from 3 degrees at Great Yarmouth to 8 degrees at Bournemouth. The wind chill is significant for anyone outdoors. The easterly becomes more northeasterly across eastern England Wednesday, making it feel even colder. Scottish cities continue with wintry conditions. Dundee and Perth see snow showers, 1 to 2 degrees. Stirling, Fort William, and Oban all experience sleet and snow, with temperatures around 0 to 2 degrees. There's one location that could see something quite unexpected later this week, parts of East Anglia. Norwich, Ipswich, Colchester could see a dramatic transition from grey and damp to crisp, cold sunshine by Friday and Saturday. The compounding threat I am watching is the combination of snow across Scotland and northern England with that brisk easterly wind. This isn't just about snowfall, it's about drifting snow causing disruption. The A1, M74 and A9 could all see challenging conditions Tuesday night into Wednesday. If there's one thing to take away from this forecast, it's this. Tuesday and Wednesday are transition days. The weather won't be pleasant across most areas, but it is setting us up for a potential pattern change later in the week. For those interested in technical details, we were watching the stratospheric polar vortex. There are hints it might weaken over the coming fortnight, which could set us up for a colder late February. The jet stream position is crucial, currently running south of the UK, allowing Atlantic systems across southern areas. If it shifts northward later this week, it opens the door for Scandinavian high pressure, bringing colder continental air. For agricultural interests, waterlogged fields across the southwest prevent any meaningful work. Spring crops should be going in soon, but soil is too saturated. Transport networks vulnerable, particularly A1, M74 and A9, with potential drifting snow Tuesday night. Looking at the weekend, if high pressure establishes itself, Saturday and Sunday could bring winter sunshine, particularly in the east and south. Temperatures below average with frosty nights but dry, bright days. London could see -2 overnight Saturday with bright sunshine Sunday. Western areas see cloud increasing Sunday as Atlantic systems push back in. The Environment Agency has over 60 flood warnings across England and Wales. The rivers Severn, Avon and Thames are running high. Some areas in Worcestershire and Gloucestershire might not see water levels drop for several days. I know many are frustrated with endless Atlantic systems. We've got 3 weeks until meteorological spring. We're regaining about 3 minutes of daylight each day now. By end of February, sunset will be around 5:30. Rainfall totals Tuesday could reach 30 to 50 millimetres across the southwest on saturated ground. Please check the Environment Agency website if you are in an at-risk area. Tomorrow, S-Video will examine the second week of February in detail. There are intriguing signals we might finally break this pattern, but tomorrow S-Model updates will be crucial. I'll be looking particularly at the ECMWF ensemble members to see if they are clustering around the colder solution or if they are still showing Atlantic dominance. The GFS operational model has been quite volatile recently, so the ensemble spread will be important. Video live at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Let me just remind you about Wednesday's forecast briefly. Southern areas looking much brighter and drier. Northern areas, particularly eastern Scotland, still dealing with snow showers and that brisk wind. Central areas in that transition zone where conditions improve through the day. Thursday then becomes crucial, that S, when we'll see whether high pressure really does build or whether the Atlantic fights back. For anyone travelling Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, do allow extra time. The Met Office yellow warnings for snow cover much of Scotland and parts of northern England. There's also likely to be ice warnings Wednesday morning as wet surfaces freeze in the colder air. Grit bins might be needed across northern areas. To summarise, Tuesday brings wet weather south with rain pushing north and snow developing across Scotland and northern England. Eastern Scotland particularly affected with significant accumulations possible. Wednesday sees brighter conditions developing across the south whilst wintry weather continues north. Thursday looks like a transition day with high pressure trying to build. From Friday onwards, genuine uncertainty exists about whether we turn colder and drier or return to Atlantic conditions. The current model split is 60-40 in favour of colder weather, but that could easily change. Thank you for watching. Leave your location in comments and I'll try to give you a personalised forecast tomorrow. Hit like if this was useful, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. with full details on that potential weekend pattern change. I am particularly interested in hearing from anyone in that snow zone across northern England and Scotland. Let me know what you are seeing on the ground. Those reports really help with understanding how the models are performing. Take care, drive safely in the wet conditions, and check Met Office warnings before travelling.